everybody, it's Sharon here. Welcome back to my channel for those who are returning, and welcome to any new subscribers that may be visiting for the first time. So I'm continuing today on this journal here. This is the 1908 kit from JunkWithSteph. I will mention that I have realised that the image I have used on the front was actually from the French Country kit that I'm using for the other journal that I'm making, which I happen to have here, so I'll quickly show you that one as well. So these are my mini journals that I've been working on. I'm working on this one off camera and this one on camera. I haven't done a whole lot in this one. I've just finished picking my laces, which is what I'd like to do for my 1908 journal. I've cut an envelope, which I may end up doing for the 1908 journal. I haven't decided. I've made one pocket here at the back. It was using leftover paper from the page that I used for the cover images, and I've used a JunkWithSteph focal point, and the postcard at the back was from the You've Got Mail JunkWithSteph digital kit. And I had this seed packet here. This is from ArtVintages, and it was actually a paper that I shared in my last, I think it was my last ArtVintages flip through video, and I'd printed 4 of these images onto a piece of card. It was a new cardstock that I hadn't purchased before, and I was just testing it to see how it printed. And I fussy cut that out, and I really like that with my one of my painted or jelly printed fussy cutting scrap pieces. And I've got a little idea of what I want to do with that. I possibly am going to mimic some of what I do in this one in the other and vice versa. So that's where that's at, and I'm really loving the way that's coming together. So I wanted to work on this one here. I need to pick my laces. The front page of these, I'm thinking I may do a collage flip. So I was thinking about attaching my laces in this video, but I've decided not to do that now. Now I've chosen, I just wanted to check, my laces are going on my larger pieces of paper. I thought I had 4, but I think now, having done the other one, I've only got 3, which I do. So I've kind of picked 4 laces, so I need to narrow it down. So I definitely want this pink lace, which I didn't realize when I chose it is actually on the inside cover. I was matching laces that I thought might work with my cover. So how are you all today? I hope you're all fabulous. I'm kind of feeling like I'm in overdrive at the moment. I've had a really busy morning this morning. I've watched Susan Taylor Brown early this morning, so her lives each week are on a Thursday, so today is Thursday, and her lives are at 5 o'clock in the morning for me, so it's actually a really fabulous way to start my day. And then I've got some housework done, and I've had some phone calls, and I've organised a couple of things. I've done a workout. I went for a walk. I'm trying to get into a better fitness routine. So it's been about, I think it's been about 3 weeks now, and I've been doing, I don't know if you follow the Boss family. I think they're called the Official Boss Family. I'll link their videos, their YouTube channel in the description below for you. I've been following them on Instagram for quite some time, and they do what they call the Boss Family Workout, and I think it's 3 days a week. And I've been watching for the longest time but not participating. I have been one of those people. And their workouts are basically like a dance workout to music, and I love music. If you have been watching my channel for a while, you've probably already figured that out. And so their workouts have really appealed to me, but I've been really guilty of watching them at times of the day where it's either really late or really early, or I'm having lunch maybe, and just it's not the right time to actually do a workout. So about 3 weeks ago now, I made the decision that I need to stop being a spectator and I need to start being a participant. So I've done a couple of their newer videos, but mostly their older videos, and I'm just kind of letting YouTube decide which videos I choose next. So when I open my app and it has a suggestion, it usually has a suggestion of a workout from the official Boss Family page. I hope I'm saying that right. And I just choose that. I decided I wasn't going to have any rhyme or reason. I wasn't going to fuss over which workout I did. I just wanted to do a workout and be done with it. And they're only half-hour workouts, so it's a half-hour session. It gets me up and moving and motivated, and I just realized I was supposed to choose between the white and the cream, and I was busy talking and I've just started cutting, so the cream it is. The one lace I'm not really sure about is this brown here, but now that I've cut it, excuse me, it doesn't seem as dark. I was a bit worried it would be too deep a brown, but I think it's going to work. My other option is to have those two with the white. Actually, maybe I do prefer that, and I can keep the brown for something else. I might just pin that to this one. Yes, so I've been doing those, trying to get into healthier habits, and I must say I am feeling better for it. I don't even feel like I'm doing a workout, so that has been super fabulous. And I'm hoping I can maintain it. I've tried different things before and not been overly committed, so I figure. And morning time, I've said to some in the past, mornings aren't a terribly creative time for me. I don't know. I have blockers up in the morning. I find it really difficult to be creative in the morning, and so I've been using that time for other things. So either my housework or, you know, the admin things that we have to do at home, or I use that to do things online if I need to do things online, or to print kits or download things or all of that sort of thing. And so I've decided to fit in a workout routine into that time as well. So I feel like I'm not taking away from my crafting, which has been really fabulous. So I'm just trying to decide. I actually like the pop of the white, which I didn't think I would, so I think I'm going to swap those around. Okay, so I've just got some safety pins. I've got some paper clips here, and I'm just going to paper clip these on for now. I just want to make sure I've got this the right way around, and I do. I'm trying to decide whether I want to sew them or whether I'm happy to just glue them, and I feel like I'm not going to know that completely until I get a few bits and pieces into my layout. So when I do this, I like to alternate in each side of the signature. So I'm doing my first page in the white, so I'm going to my first page in the back of the signature, and I'm going to pop the white there. as well. And then going back to the second page in the signature. Now, this has a pocket at the back which will be glued and sewn, I'm thinking. So I like the pink on there. Oops. And then, so what I'm doing is I'm using the largest, or the widest pages in the signature, which are not my tea stained papers, but my book papers, my music paper, and my packaging paper that I have done. So they're the ones that I'm popping the laces onto. And I've chosen the widest one so that I get that little peak, I'm hoping, of lace on the edges when the journal is closed. Okay, and then this is the last page in the front. And then the last page in the back. Now, I haven't decided what I'm doing at the back here, and I may do some sort of flip or something at the back as well. There is a possibility that I will attach this to that little flap at the back rather than the front. With the other journal, I have that pocket to go on this particular page, and I hadn't considered the fact that you needed to be able to access the pocket. I'll bring it across and show you. So I have this pocket here and it needs side access. So putting my lace down here would block that. So that's why I've got my lace on this side. And if I do a flip, I can open that out and sew that as a detail, which is what I'm thinking. And I'm kind of wondering about using this as the image on my flip. So, but at the same time, I'm also considering doing a flip at the front, partly because my papers that I've done for the kits that I'm using, so these papers here, they're not terribly big. And I spoke to you, I think it was when I did the flip through, or it may have been when I did the first video. Oh, sorry, the second video when I chose my papers. I said to you then that I wanted to work with perspective in this journal. So when I said that, I was actually talking about using the kits in both print options. So at 100%, which I have here. I've just got my laces in the way, so just excuse me. So I have the papers here at 100%. And also the 2 to a page, which I've used to create the little signature papers for the inside of the journal. So what I'm thinking of doing is doing some book page snippet rolls using the 100% papers, but I'm going to team it with some papers that I think I might work on that now actually while I'm thinking about it. Okay, so I have some book pages here from my glue book. I have this kit here at 100%, which is the 1908 kit. And then let's choose some papers from here. So I have no idea what I want to use yet. More the background papers. I like that top page because it's mostly background. I feel like that would collage really well as well. Don't mind that. I like that one. Maybe that one. I kind of steer away from images like this, but I may tear that out. I'm just wondering about that one as well. I think I will choose that one as well. So I've given myself plenty of choices. And then I'm wanting to team that with some of these papers here from, this is the JunkWithSteph Paper Pack Pastel Damask kit, and I've printed it at 2 to a page. So that's kind of partly where the perspective comes in. I'm changing up, this should be at 100% to be the same perspective as these, but I'm changing that up slightly. So I quite like that top one. I'm liking the pink, but I feel like it's a little too bright. So I've got my tear ruler here. I'm just going to tear that one out. I don't mind this pink here. I'm kind of, my eyes are going straight to there. So I'm going to take this one, and I think I'll tear this out straight where I should have done the other one that I did. Okay. Yellow, or I like the green. I think I like both of those actually. I think I'll stick to those. So they'll bring in a fun little pop, I feel. I've lost my lost my paper clip. Oh, there it is. Okay, and then I'm wondering about this kit here. So this is JunkWithSteph Old English and French Songs, printed 2 to a page. So straight away I was drawn to this image. So I don't want images though, but I like that. This one down here is really pretty too. I'm kind of looking at the images and matching them with the papers, but there's no real reason for doing that. It just gives me an opportunity to look through the pictures, I think. She's pretty. I think I like this one. Okay, so again, I think I'm going to tear out the ones that I want so I don't get confused and start using ones that I hadn't chosen. So I know I've been doing a few book page snippet rolls, but I did try and avoid doing that in this video, but that's literally where my next step was. Every time I went to, or every time I opened up the journals as they are, trying to decide what to do next, that's where I kept going to. So I was like, I just need to do it so that I can get busy and start decorating. So I'm just going to tear off the white edges. I'll scooch you through this part and I'll see you when I'm ready to start collaging. Okay, so I have my first 2 book pages here and my digitals are all torn. As you can see, it was It was a messy situation. You're lucky I didn't make you watch that. Talk about awkward. I don't know. Sometimes when I do things, I just feel really awkward. And fussy tearing those is exactly how I was feeling. And I was like, goodness knows how this video is going to turn out in the long run. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to take slightly bigger pieces, proportionally bigger pieces of the half-size images and smaller of the full-size images when doing my collage. Not for any other reason than I just want to play with proportions. I kind of feel like Alice in Wonderland, where she has the eat me and drink me to make her shrink, or oh, look at that. So that'll be that whole length covered. To get bigger or smaller. And I was just like, well, that's a really fun idea. Okay, so I have a little piece there that is excess. Now, I thought of a couple of things to talk to you about while I was tearing that, and now I cannot remember. I hate it when I do that. I need to make myself notes in future. Oh dear. I have no idea what I was thinking of now. Hopefully it'll come to me before the end of the video. Oh, one of the things was we have some beautiful weather at the moment, and it's making me really excited to think that I might almost be able to. I have no paper towel here. Sorry about that. It's making me excited to think that I might be able to get to make some homemade paper soon, and also be able to wash some of those beautiful laces that I purchased recently. They're sitting near my doorway as I walk into my craft room, and I cannot wait to be able to wash them so I can start using them. I think I said something in my last video, actually. I've done the same thing today. I've walked past them and I've gone, oh, it won't be long. Okay, so I'm going to tear that roughly where my dodgy tear mark is. And I'm just looking at how that fits back together. So this book page snippet roll, I'm thinking, will be really helpful to make some pockets. And I want to do a couple of flips, so I'll probably use it for that. Maybe a couple of journaling cards or tags. I'm not really sure yet, but I was just like, I need to play with colour, especially on pages like that first page where I've got the brown packaging paper. In the French country journal, I'll just see if I can grab that. In this one here, this pocket that I made here, I actually had that at the front. And as much as I loved it, it wasn't offering enough of a pop for it to be the first page for me. When I open up that journal, I want a little bit of a wow factor, I suppose, and I wasn't quite getting that enough. There wasn't enough colour. So that's what I'm hoping to achieve by doing this. Okay, so yes, I'm excited to wash my laces. And the other thing I'm excited to do, I don't know if I just said, I've been thinking about it for days. So the other thing I'm excited to do is, I think I did, is to make some homemade paper. I've got my big bag. It's a huge bag now of scrap papers I've practically been collecting. I think it's been over 12 months, to be fair, of scrap paper, because I didn't actually get to make any homemade paper last year. I'm not even sure I got to make some the year before because of some fires that were here. So it's possibly been longer than 12 months since I've made homemade paper. And I'm really hopeful I get to be able to do that this year, because that's what my scraps are for. That's what I'm keeping them for. So, and I do still have a little bit of scrap paper left from the last time I made it, but not a lot. So I want to do that. I want to have a play with paper staining. I've had a couple of ideas, things that I'd like to try, and I'm kind of feeling like it might be a fun activity to do outside. I've been keeping an eye out for a table that I can use. That's too small. A table that I can use outside to craft on. Kind of thinking an outdoor timber table. I'm going to keep that aside, I think. I haven't decided whether I want to use the script on there for this or whether I want to save the whole thing. So for now, I'm just going to set it aside. If I feel like I need something a little bit different to go on this, then perhaps I'll go to that. But for now, I'm not going to use it. I'm looking for an old timber table. I've kind of got an idea of what I want in my mind. And it's crazy to think I'm being really fussy about what I want, but you know, the heart wants what the heart wants. So just keeping an eye out. Of course, I can't pick anything up at the moment because we're in lockdown, so I'm window shopping only. I have seen some, excuse me, I have seen some other crafting supplies come up, like some lace curtains came up in my local marketplace today, and I was just like, but I can't collect it. Breaking my heart, let me tell you. It's like, why are they posting now? Anyway, it is what it is. If they're meant to be mine, it will happen. This feels really, really good to be doing this. It's interesting with all the colour on these papers. These are turning out really subtle, which I wasn't expecting. So I did say I was keeping these papers smaller, and I haven't really done that, I don't feel, compared to the two strips down the centre, compared to these two. But proportionally, I feel like they're the same. So, who knows? I'm just going with the flow. See, that's a really fun pop of colour in amongst all of those neutrals or pastels. I was going to use the whole thing, but I don't think I will. I am really, really pleased that I decided to use those damask papers in amongst these. I think that's a really fun pop. Okay, so oops. Runaway glue. Okay, so I'm wondering if that's something across there. It's really interesting doing these book page snippet rolls. I must give a shout out to Carol Laws, whose idea this was. I've noticed Carol has been so sweet and has been following some of the book page snippet rolls that I've posted on my Instagram lately. So a huge thank you to Carol for sharing your idea and for your interest in what I'm doing. It's quite humbling, actually, so that's been really fun. It's been really interesting to watch how these snippet rolls have morphed, and how I was watching back a video just recently. Actually, I might want some music paper up there. Watching back a video as I was editing, and I'd made a book page snippet roll, and it was interesting to see how the focal points that I chose really changed up the whole look of my snippet roll as a finished ephemera piece. I was just like, the focal points that I chose weren't necessarily what I was expecting to choose, but they were just so perfect. I think it was the papers that I used from Farmerage, and the cards that I made from that book page snippet roll with that pop of purple. That, I think that was them. And I was just like, I really love the way they turned out. But if you had have asked me at the beginning whether they would have looked anything like that, I would have said no. So I really love how collaging this way allows the papers to speak to me and dictate exactly how the finished piece is supposed to look. A little tear in my paper there from my glue book. So I'm just trying to do a little repair job. And I need to change that page. Now I have one little section here. That can go that way. Okay, so I think I might do slightly bigger pieces now. Just really keep playing with that perspective. A different page, pop that across the bottom. I like that there. I've just realised I haven't brought the green in yet, so I need to do that with the damask papers I'm talking about. If I can turn that around. Just noticing I'm very close to the join. Just a couple of raised pieces of glue on this book page. Oops, stuck to my paper towel. Okay, so the green damask. Thinking in there, so I need something else here. That will be fabulous. I can use this. I don't know why I felt the need to turn that around, but I did. Okay, and then that little piece can go in there. And I'm going to take a strip across the top. I apologise if my glue book isn't completely on camera and you find that a little bit frustrating, but I kind of think it's more interesting to look at the book page snippet roll than the glue book, so I've tried to make sure I can get as much of that in camera rather than the glue book. Okay, love that. And I might even pop that little strip down. Oops. It's gluey over there, very tacky. My ruler feels like it's sticking to everything now. Okay. And I'm at the end of my glue stick. That was really, really sticky. Okay. Oops, and I've just lost. It's a fine balancing act when you get to the end of the glue stick, to be able to use it all, but to not lose the glue out of the glue stick. Okay, I feel like that has reached the end. So I'm going to have to just get a new glue stick, if you'll excuse me for a moment. Okay. Oh gosh, that's looking pretty. Might pop that there. It's funny how exactly the same glue stick can look so different on the paper. I've not long been thinking about how the other one really wasn't looking very blue. But they're the same. Okay. Like that up there. So I think this is all I have left. I'll pop that there. Okay, so I'm just going to tear some new strips. No rhyme or reason as to how big or how much I'm taking. Oh, I just found a little scrap that I haven't used, so I'll use that up. And so will that piece work there? I think it will. I'm stuck. I couldn't lift my finger off the paper. It's gone down crooked. After all of that. Okay, let's try that again. I need to scooch it across a bit more. That's better. That was a very sticky situation. I was trying to lift my finger up and it wouldn't move. Okay, I'm sticking to the papers. I think I might use that piece down there. That's those two. I would like some music paper, I think. I'm just making sure that I tear the word complaint in half because it's a negative word and I don't want to see it. Basically, that's the title of the song. Part of the title of the song. Okay. Nobody will be any the wiser, except those of you who watch this video. Okay, so I know I have a tiny little piece there to cover. Better. What do I want to do that with? That will work. Sorry guys, I was just trying to decide whether I want to do one more page. I'm thinking it might be a good idea. Okay, so I have another thin strip down here. That won't be big enough. So, what do I want? I might take that works. Okay. So I'm going to use this to join these two papers. See, that works fine when there's a short piece of paper. When it's really long and it kind of curls up over my hand. I do struggle. Okay. Going to pop that one there. Messed up my Google page already. So I started off really chatty, but I'm not like that now. I'm sorry. I'm actually getting tired. Must be nearly time for afternoon tea, I'm thinking. Okay, that will work there. Oops. That's an indication. My fingers stuck together there. That's an indication of just how sticky my fingers are. Oh dear. I know I've watched some crafters who have mentioned they keep a wet towel for situations just like that. And I'm like, I really should do that. I did consider using the whole piece, but I don't think I should. Oops. Okay, I like that there. So I just wanted to show you, I don't like those two papers together. They're similar pinks, which is great, but it was too much pink. It was kind of same but different. It's too much for me. So when I do things like that, I like to separate it with a little bit of a neutral of some sort, or a perhaps plainer paper. So maybe even a little splash of that lace might be pretty. And I just feel like doing things like that, it offers balance for me. Just kind of balances things out. I'm really sorry, I'm just going to have to go and get a glass of water. I have a very dry throat. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, back again. Sorry about that, everybody. I absolutely love spring, but unfortunately, I suffer from hay fever, and so I feel like spring doesn't love me very much. We have kind of got the fire going still too, so it's warmed up quite a bit this afternoon, which I wasn't expecting. It's lovely though. I do love the spring weather. It's incredibly invigorating. It just makes you want to get out there and do things. Whoops. I did say to hubby yesterday, I said it's so lovely outside, spring weather. I said it almost makes me want to go outside and garden. He got home and I think he actually thought I was serious. He's like, so what did you do in the garden? I'm like, no. I said almost makes me want to go out in the garden. I'm not a gardener. I love it, but my enthusiasm comes in waves. And unfortunately for me, plants require more water than the waves allow me to water them. So I sometimes have far too long a break between offering that TLC that they need. I plant gardens with the very best of intentions, but honestly, my craft room is a distraction. Everything else is a distraction. And we do get really, really hot summers here, so it can get really difficult to keep things going. Even if you don't have a green thumb. In my defense, it's not just my fault. So yeah, I'd love to live in a house with a really lush garden. If I could just find a gardener. Oh my goodness. Somebody who actually knows what they're doing. I've planted things in places that I shouldn't, that have grown bigger than they should, and I've had to pull them out because I just have no idea what I'm doing. I would love to have the right knowledge in that respect, that's for sure. I don't know. I do really well with a plastic plant garden. Just like I need a set and forget garden. Something I can pop in the ground and have look beautiful with little maintenance and little attention needed. That would be my ideal garden. Something that looks lush and green and colourful all the time. Goodness me. It's a small request really, isn't it? I do like that there. I have no idea how long I've been videoing for. I think it was my last video. I thought I had videoed just under the hour, which is what I hoped for, and it was like almost an hour and a half. I was just like, wow, I really was enjoying that, wasn't I? Okay. Oh, I'm going to live on the edge and I'm going to put that sideways. I don't very often do that. But I like it. Okay. I might just pop that whole thing there, I think. Something about the feel of the paper in this glue book that I'm using that I absolutely love. The pages are a slightly heavier paper, so it has a little bit of a substance to it. I just love it. Which way around? Wow, it's upside down. And I know it's upside down and I prefer it that way. Go figure. I have no idea why. Just letting the papers talk to me. Okay, so I need a little pop of colour. My ruler's upside down. It took a moment to realise. Okay. Oh, and that'll be fabulous all the way down there. And I've just noticed it's upside down, but that's okay because I can turn it around once I've torn it. We've nearly got our book page snippet roll finished. I'm so excited. And we've had a little play with perspective while we've created this, so that's been really fun. I like that. Yep. And of course, unless the person who ends up with this journal has watched these videos, they won't necessarily know that I've played with perspective. But I know. It makes me happy. Okay, that's too much same. What about the blue? Indeedy, I think that's what it needs. Make sure that that is going all the way down there. Okay, and I think that's the final piece of our puzzle. Okay, so let me tidy up. Don't know where I put, oh, there it is. It's like I don't know where I put the lid. Just need to move my scraps. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. Okay, I've got bits and pieces everywhere, so just bringing this out so I can show you. Little piece of cotton here, that's okay. Another one here. I've had baskets sitting over here. I love, love, love. So off camera, I am going to collage the back and put some tea stained papers on the back and the like. So just some coloured papers that I have. They'll either be tea stained or some painted papers that I have. And in our next video, we will get to cut this up and start making some ephemera for these mini journals. So I just wanted to say a huge, huge thank you to Steph from Junk with Steph. Your kits never, ever disappoint. And this snippet roll here is just one more example of how beautiful your papers come together. And it gives me such joy to share them with everybody. And I wanted to thank you all for joining me. So please, everybody, stay safe, stay inspired, and happy crafting. I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.